You on the right page?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Right. Mario.
That shit funny though. We got.
Oh yeah.
Bro, we got.
That shit is. That's a funny ass topic.
You gotta get somebody that give me tips.
Why don't you watch porn though?
I really kind of don't either. That's only because it's too many people in my goddamn house. It's too many people in my fucking house. Like literally, my mother be like.
So you get some headphones and be like, let me go ahead.
Yeah, somebody can walk in on her ass and that motherfucker.
First of all, if my door closed, don't come in that motherfucker. Like, you like knocking.
My cat, she stay in my room, so I gotta leave it open and closed for her.
No, cause I'll kick Missy out sometimes.
No, I kick her out sometimes. Don't get me lying. Don't get me wrong. Hey y'all.
Hey.
Hey y'all, sorry, we talking about porn shaming. We might talk about that
another
topic.
time.
Okay,
Like,
that's
real
pretty
thing.
good. Okay.
Don't porn shame me.
I think we will
You
have to
porn
have a
shame
topic.
yourself. That's what it be. That's what
Oh,
you
yeah,
porn
you
shaming
do.
yourself.
You do porn shame me. I was like, wow.
I feel like at some point we're gonna have to have a topic about animals being around when you have sex.
That happened to me one time. I got a story, and she was literally meowing loud as
We had this conversation.
This is like, bro.
Like you hurt her.
She's like, yeah, she probably really thought that.
No, she was like,
do that to you.
it was a seductive meow, I'm sure.
No, I think she was in heat, and she was just like, she was sitting there, and she couldn't get out because I thought she had left out the room. And I closed the door because I'm like,
Oh my god.
Oh, you said that. I remember about this.
Is too intense.
what is going on here, ma'am?
Like, let me get some and I can't get that. Let me outside.
Alright, y'all. Alright. So, y'all, welcome to Shot. I'm just done. Okay. Welcome to Shots Fired, where we try to meet every week. So, try weekly, where we take shots, shoot shots, give shots type shit. You feel me? Or whatever. So, where we go first, you know, we got a couple topics for y'all that's like kinda everywhere in a sense, but not really. One of them is I talk about it Tuesday, that y'all should definitely tap in with almost every Tuesday. But anyway, first thing we do is start off with a shot at the beginning of every podcast. So if you got some alcohol, if you got some wine, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and fill it up. Okay? Alright, so first things first.
Oh shit! Hold on, I was trying to send a post to somebody. I guess we on there.
I lie, y'all. I'm Sam.
Oh.
I'm Malachi.
I'm Bills.
Chanel. Ray.
Okay, now we take a shot. Now I'm eager.
We are shots
First of
fired.
all,
We are shots fired.
Alcoholic.
Cheers. Okay, this is what we're doing.
Priorities.
I ain't been here in a while. You feel me? It's like, what the fuck?
Been a while.
Sheesh.
That's what I was doing.
Life has been lifing for sure.
Yeah. Seriously.
You feel me?
All right, so
I always say part of being an adult.
I'm about to send these out real quick to people.
Shit is always going wrong.
Trying to
Can we talk about this
every
like a
day
million?
shit that you got
Oh, that's a thing too.
I mean, if we all, you know what I'm saying, join together, we all put some numbers down, you feel me, and put it on a pod. We all
And for the Mega Millions, I'm down.
Why you want to be stingy?
Me and my family did that,
Oh.
and we didn't win. We won $4. I was like,
Oh yeah, because you're like the whole thing, yeah.
like what was that? Like the day before yesterday.
Yeah, just go buy you one ticket. Don't go invest in that shit.
I spent $20. I mean, you can spend $20 anywhere. We all spent $20. We got a bunch of tickets, and
Look, if we
I'm
gonna
calling my
do it,
granny.
we gotta go to a small city.
I swear
That's
God,
true.
dude.
You can't get, you're not gonna be a winner in
In
Detroit.
Detroit, absolutely.
No,
Not
right.
even surrounding places. You gotta go like
My cousin, he stay in New Baltimore.
right, exactly.
So he bought all of I hope and pray that he got it in his zip code and where his address and shit. But he did it online, so I don't
Spread
know.
that shit out at 3 or 5 different. How many friends you got?
Drive here. Let's go to Muskegon. Let's
For
go to
real.
fucking
Everywhere in the area.
up
Ooh,
north.
I'm gonna drive to a different city. Hey, real quick, let me get this.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Look, bro.
It's $1 billion right now.
It is. I mean, I'm just saying,
Talking
but
about
the odds
a
of
little
you
bit
winning
of
is
effort.
crazy.
Yeah, and that's what everybody thinking till they
You're more
fucking
likely to
win.
die on your way to hit the lottery
Oh,
than you
damn.
are to hit the lottery.
Yeah, but it's still a chance.
Statistically.
Still a chance. Statistically, yes, but what if you that one nigga and be like, all right, let me go ahead and do it, and you fucking win?
Yeah,
Because that's how most people win. It's like you don't go in there like, yeah, it's one in a fucking million.
Bro, I was talking to this lady at
You
the
won in
gas
a million.
station, and she was like, I can't believe it. I always play my birthday, and this time I didn't play my birthday, and I spent $50.
Look at my granny.
And she was like, and I missed it.
Man, bro.
And she missed it. I was like, you spent $50?
My mother did too.
I was like, damn.
I literally work at a store. And we play the lottery every day.
I
Niggas
bet.
come in spending 70, 80
Yeah.
dollars a
I
fucking day.
was like, y'all niggas are.
And
So
they
these
don't
be hitting though.
I mean, some do, but the amount of money you think about, you spending $70 motherfucking dollars a day.
I ain't doing that.
That shit
Hit
adding
for
up.
40, yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
do you
We're gonna do that shit
imagine
every
the
day,
people that
faithfully.
be in a casino spending hella money?
That's terrible too.
Yeah.
That's the same thing you do on a daily basis. People in there losing their goddamn jobs.
I don't even go to the casino. I
I don't believe it.
That's
That's
gonna be
anyway.
dog.
Anywho, our regular
Right.
topics.
Alright, so back to regularly scheduled programs.
Sidebar commercial.
Yeah, sidebar, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, clear the room a little bit, or what's it called?
But that would be lit if we did get the lottery, I'm just saying.
Little
Icebreaker. Yes, what I was looking for. Little icebreaker. So, our first topic of the night, as y'all seen on our Talk About It Tuesday, is oral sex? Is that the question?
Yeah. Is oral sex or foreplay?
Oh, foreplay. Alright, we got a couple of interesting responses.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I was gonna read a couple of them. Are you
You
gonna
want
do that? Yeah.
I can run it back. I can definitely.
Thank you, Nay.
What'd she say?
She said she loved my hair. Thank you, Sue.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
Alright, we're actually about to read a couple of those comments that people had posted on there to give y'all an idea, especially for Facebook, give y'all an idea and YouTube for what people said, because y'all can see it.
I got the responses. There's only a couple. So one person said foreplay is anything to get ready for penetration. One person said dressing up, role play using toys. Another person said mind stimulation, kisses, caressing, massage, oral. Another person said start from top all the way to the bottom, flip over and start again, foreplay. And then the last person said caressing, deep kissing, biting, spanking, fingering, jacking, dirty talking, kissing, entire life.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, she put out a whole list.
Yeah, because foreplay is a broad spectrum of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we have for the people that responded.
Okay. I actually like a couple of those I can definitely resonate with. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. so what you might want to go first about what y'all think about it?
Start this way and go
Sorry.
down.
Okay, so
Was choking on that list?
it wasn't, but I feel like that's a part of. I feel like that's a part of sex. But it could be a part of foreplay too. But I mean, it depends on your bag. Anywhu,
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that word.
Wait, what y'all say? I'm sorry.
she said there's choking foreplay. I'm like, it depends on your bag. But for me, I think oral sex is a part of sex. I know I'm not part of the majority when it comes to this, but when it comes to sex nowadays, majority of people do oral as a part of sex, and it is the name oral sex. Even though it's not penetrational sex, it is part of, oral sex. But when I think of foreplay, it's everything before you get physically intimate. And when I say physically intimate, I mean mouth included.
Right.
So anything leading up to that, let me not say mouth included because kissing is involved in foreplay.
Yeah.
So kissing, touch, anything that doesn't involve your private parts, majority, is what I think can be considered foreplay. If you talk about dry humping and stuff like that, then it's like, okay, clothes on top, or you doing things to stimulate you, get you ready before I actually touch you with my mouth or my private part or my fingers internally or otherwise. Missy! Sorry, y'all.
We don't believe in animal cruelty.
If you know what I did, then you know
But
what
mom
was
picked their cats up like that all the time.
Exactly.
That's
so
the
you
mom.
know what it is. You know what she went to go do? Eat her food. Okay, mind your fucking business. But that's in my personal opinion is a part of sex. But anything else otherwise, foreplay.
Okay.
I agree.
Not you just agree, bitch.
Right, yeah, you
elaborate.
Fearless.
What is
No,
foreplay to you?
did
What
it.
is foreplay to
You did
you?
it so brilliant. I don't know.
I ain't
what else
taking
to
that.
say.
Yeah, no, you
I ain't taking that.
according to you, what do you
What is your foreplay?
But like
there
she
you go.
said, really everything you said.
Okay, so say it again.
What is your foreplay? What is your play at that point? Come on, because I'm gonna believe
I
it.
feel like oral sex is sex. It's like, so foreplay, like you said, everything that doesn't include being like involving your private parts. Like, I feel like that was the best definition, to be honest. Like, once you get to mouth on, different things.
Like, your
Yeah,
fucking pussy.
I say
Yeah.
private part.
When it gets to, mouth being on private parts, it's sex at that point.
Okay,
But
I feel
anything
you.
else, like oral sex, like that's sex to me. Like,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the name.
Yeah.
Oral sex, it's not oral foreplay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oral
okay,
sex,
okay.
so, you know what I'm saying? It's like yeah. And then I feel like, technically in oral sex, like, if I'm eating some pussy, like, my tongue gonna go in the pussy at some point. It's gonna penetrate. Or a finger or something. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, yeah. That's just sex.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I would also. Okay. I don't know. I'm in between here. 'Cause okay. I feel like if it's considered if it's sex, like don't mean that don't happen all the time. So I'm trying to think here about like what I really think. Like, I would say oral sex. I would say oral sex is sex. 'Cause I feel like I'm thinking about it from like if my nigga say I gave this girl head, we ain't had sex. We only did foreplay, and he said we only did oral. That's sex. Okay? Being everybody ass. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's sex coming from that perspective for me. But I do have a different. Okay, I have a different. Okay, you fucking.
Like you did.
That's sex. So I'm gonna say it's sex. Y'all had sex, damn it. So I'm gonna stay with that for sure. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, my bad. So as far as foreplay goes for me, I was one of the comments. You feel me? Mine was like role play, of course, dressing up, stuff like that. Sorry, and then like using toys. But I guess like would that be kind of the same thing in a sense? Because like a toy can penetrate you,
But it's
so.
still getting you ready for sex. It's not like you would actually do it.
But I don't know. So
I
I'm
feel
still
like
like
it can be considered.
It
I feel like it can be
can.
considered sex if bodily fluids are not exchanged. What do you mean? Because like I feel like a toy, like I don't know. It's just.
You see what I'm thinking?
No,
It's
but if you think
penetration.
about like non-heterosexual sex,
Yeah,
is
that's
that
what I was
part
gonna say.
of?
That's be fucking each other with strap-ons all the time. That's not sex.
That is sex though. That's considered their sex though. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
it's like a toy.
That's what I'm saying. Real sex is sex, but what about when it involves toys? Not okay. So what about?
The strap-on is technically
It's
a
basic.
toy.
That is okay. Not excluding the
It's a little
strap-on.
dicey.
Excluding the strap-on.
Why strap-on got to include it? They made even say.
Well,
That's
I
what I
wouldn't
mean.
say
When you,
it's strap-on.
that's technically you're using that to fuck somebody. So you put
You
it
having
on to
sex.
fuck
This is
somebody.
sex.
You're not doing that
What
to
you do
tease
with the
them.
dildo?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. That's why I was
I
like,
don't use.
is that kind of the
First
same
of all,
thing?
during sex, I don't use dildos in fucking sex. That's just me.
Right, but for a homosexual standpoint, actually, I think I
That's
would
why
like
not
to.
hetero, because I don't.
Yeah.
This not
she just
hetero.
drunk. She just drunk.
I know that's what I'm saying. So I would like for one of our joinees to join, please.
Joinees.
And, can you school us on what it's like to have sex if you're the same sex? Like, do you consider, oral sex, or do you consider foreplay? Because I mean,
It is different.
you know, obviously, some people we would consider it. Some people don't. So I guess it's like a catch me too. If you would like to,
If you before you decide to tap
Yeah.
in, which we would love for you to tap in,
we'll love it.
but Malachi, we do need your contribution.
I feel like if you doing oral and you not getting somebody off, it's just foreplay. If you get somebody off, yeah, you fucked.
So if you don't come,
Yeah.
it's foreplay.
So
Okay.
The result.
Oh,
Really
like how
just-
long you're doing it? If you're not
Yeah.
doing it to make them
And-
come, okay.
And I feel the same way for there's a lot of niggas out here who don't be finishing their job when they do penetration. So it'd be like the whole time it was just foreplay.
So wait. So you said if I fuck a nigga and he don't make me come, is that
It was
fucking
foreplay.
That was foreplay the whole time.
If you go home and you finish yourself off based off of the thought of it with a vibrator or something like that,
That's a good point.
yeah, that was foreplay. You just fucked your toy.
See, I'm
I'm
gonna have to disagree though, cause I done got some pussy and went home and jacked off, but that's still a body I got. That's still counts.
Did you
I-
come? Did you
I
come though?
fucked the shit out that bitch. I ain't come. No, but she did. I just went home and finished the job
Well,
myself.
I mean, that's you talking about this is a tally, a mental tally. That's different.
No, I didn't come at all.
No, I'm saying it's a mental tally for you having a body. You still fuck, absolutely. But at the end of the day, if you fuck and you didn't come, then you kind of just had a lot of foreplay. You may have made her bust all through the streets.
No, sir. I was fucking that
You
bitch.
said it's only sex.
Nigga,
if both
I
of y'all
was fucking that bitch, sir. Like, nigga, I
feel
Okay, I have a good comment
it's
from-
an exchange of
that
energy.
wasn't no
I got a
foreplay.
good comment for
Foreplay
a mini_K. She said, even when I'm solo with toys, I consider it sex with myself. And that's what I'm saying.
Cause
Like,
you busting a nut.
Okay.
No, I don't consider it that because I mean, personally, when I use toys, I don't use penetrational toys.
Okay.
When I'm trying to get myself off, because I mean, most of the time when you think about sex, it's penetrational sex, and you getting yourself off. That's when I think of sex. That's what it is.
Okay.
Or besides oral sex, I mean, I get what you're saying. It could be, but at that point, am I really having sex with myself? Or masturbation is its own category.
Yeah, that's completely.
That's completely different. Masturbation is.
So that's not sex with yourself?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Technically,
I mean, but
but you start off with sex.
Sex is an encounter with two parties, though, I believe, right?
I mean, maybe we should just stick to.
What's the definition?
Let's see.
This is very, but when we bring in toys and all of that.
Definition of sex.
I need to know this, because what's the definition of sex right now?
That's a good.
That shit's so funny. That was an
That's a great question.
Oh, let's see. He's trying to throw shots at us, y'all. He's talking about, was that in the basement party, huh?
Ooh,
It's because you ain't never gone to no basement party.
No,
You know, I
relax.
was never in a basement. I was never in a basement.
Oh my God.
They never been to.
I was never in a basement.
They never been.
Girl, you don't even know what you're missing.
That's foreplay. Basement parties are basically
Nigga,
foreplay.
you wore a white tee in a basement party, nigga, the back of your tee was
Wet
nigga
as hell.
brown as hell.
You on the
You been on
wall.
the floor and the whole time getting grinded on. Niggas.
Okay.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, the toughest niggas was in that bitch hip rolling. I remember you
No,
niggas
for
hip
real.
rolling. I saw you niggas with my own eyes. That shit was crazy.
I
Back
bet you know them
then.
niggas had
They had their shirts in their mouth.
Man,
They
niggas
used to be
swore they
going,
were
okay?
Niggas
Oh
swore
no,
they
the
was
killing me. They wrapped it around the.
Yeah, okay. They used to be hands on their
Bro.
head. They used to be killing that shit. I'm
Man.
sorry. Don't let you be in the club. You walking past somebody who like just in that shit. They pick you up. You in the
They used
air.
to be fired back in the day. Now it's sexual assault.
It is sexual assault now, but they used to pick you the fuck up and like God knows what.
No, college parties was okay because niggas was into that.
Yeah, I would say
College
same shit, low because we all came from the basement era, so we all just brought that shit to college. Like
Exactly. Q's, Kappas, all
Okay.
y'all motherfuckers
That's
that be
cute.
doing that shit.
That's cute.
Relax.
Alright, so I got this definition for y'all. So it says, it is sexual activity including specifically sexual intercourse, either one of the two main categories, male and female, into which humans and most other living things are divided on the basis of their reproductive function. Oh, the sex, like the man and woman. Okay.
Yeah, man and woman.
It's not really giving up the definitions for real. It's like really leaving it up to the date.
Urban Dictionary.
Not Urban Dictionary. Okay.
You might get something better.
So, I mean, reproductive system.
So, should I say having sex?
I mean, if you think about the definition that they're talking about reproductive organs, and it's talking about two people.
Scientific version of what sex would be.
But it doesn't include. Well,
because
yeah.
they literally cut out like people.
Toys.
Toys and same-sex partners as well.
No, they still have reproductive systems that they just can't reproduce.
What the? Somebody look at that. Because I don't think the Urban Dictionary is for.
I think you should look at check out Missy.
So I think. Where's
This is actually fun. This is long as
Go all the way to the top. It's like shit that I don't know about the Urban Dictionary, guys.
No, don't go to the Urban Dictionary. No, I think when it comes to when they say reproductive system, I think that means if you have a uterus or you have what the fuck do y'all have?
Vagina or the penis.
No, what do men have? It's not.
Testicles?
I mean, if you have testicles or a reproductive system, then uterus, then that's a reproductive system. Like if you having sex with same sex or opposite sex, that's sex. I think that's what it means when it comes to the definition of sex.
It's that intercourse basically, but you can.
Intercourse is a broad topic.
It is. That's what I'm saying. So
intercourse is intercourse is what I said. Two people of like reproductive system. So whether it's female or male, same sex or opposite sex, that's sex.
Doing stuff together sexually.
Basically.
Yeah, if you have reproductive organs and you're doing things together.
So
That's
anything
sex.
could be sex at this point.
And that's why they need to teach sex ed in school.
Yes,
Basically.
they do.
Because we're over here like, what the fuck is sex?
Like, what is sex? And everybody in here that had sex before. That's the funniest shit ever.
Because it's like you've done it, but you don't know how to just define it because it
That's
just
what I'm
means
saying.
different
Y'all coming
things.
together. I feel like if y'all come
I feel like in like general terms, I feel like you have to generalize sex between person to person. And penetrational sex, like oral sex, penetrational sex, anal sex. Because we have to include that because most people, I watched the show or it was funny, they was making a joke of it like, oh, I'm still a virgin because I had anal sex. But no, like motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Cause like, yeah, I don't know about
No,
that.
you still had sex. That's still part of sex. You had anal sex or you had oral sex. So that pegs virgin.
It's a
But
part
if
of
you
the
don't
adultery.
have oral,
The tongue goes
what
in
is it?
though.
What is it?
That's
If you
like
only had oral sex,
If you only had oral sex but not penetrational sex, are you still a virgin?
Yeah, because if a nigga just be eating pussy, nigga, you still a virgin, nigga.
So
Like,
you're
So that would
from
be
a
oral
man's
sex.
standpoint.
So that means oral sex
You've
can't be
never
sex.
tried your.
Nigga, you get your dick wet.
Yeah. You've never
Yeah,
tried
so
sex
I would say woman wise, no. I mean, yes, you're still a virgin because your hymen is not broken. But on the other hand, women break their hymen doing physical activities as
That
well,
don't have
like
nothing to do with
exercise.
sex. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah, so
it's a whole number.
I don't know. I feel like anything that's sexual is fucking sex. You done had sex, damn it,
Yeah.
fuck it. That's how I
Well,
feel.
you've
It's like
had sexual intercourse.
if it's under the realm of sex, you've had it.
yeah, sexual
You know what I'm saying?
intercourse
That's
is an
how I feel
umbrella.
at this
It's
point.
an umbrella.
Yeah, I don't feel like you did. I don't know. It's just like you had sex, whether it's oral,
so what do
whether
we
it's
put in under that umbrella specifically?
oral sex, toy sex, masturbation.
Ah.
I'm putting everything under that damn umbrella. I'm putting everything.
mine's a little different.
If you came, it's sex.
That's
No, because when you go through puberty, you horny as hell.
You had sex, damn it. But y'all
But
had
you had sex
for
with
years.
But you're not.
when I first realized, I knew. I was like, okay. And then it got worse from there. It literally only gets worse from there.
Yeah, when you get that first nut by yourself, you like, word. Like, that's the way we get it up now. Like, I can do that. Like, oh.
Okay.
I never knew.
You done basically they done had sex at that point. They done had sex, but I mean not
But you
with a
can't go to
girl.
niggas and say, oh, nigga, I'm not a virgin because I didn't.
But that's a social thing. That's like a social, you know.
You're still a virgin. Like,
You still a virgin if you never penetrated somebody.
You penetrated your whole fucking handhole. How about that?
you still a virgin. I wish a nigga would say something. No, I'm not a virgin. I didn't.
I get plenty of it.
Okay, I fuck my hand every night. Me and Pamela go on adventures all the
Okay,
time.
Pamela. Paul, you said Paul.
Pamela.
Pamela. I like
Pamela.
No, that's what I got.
Pamela.
Yeah, you get a whole lot of Pamela.
Oh my god.
I don't think. Okay,
I've
so
never heard that until just now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't think masturbation falls in the category of
That is sex, girl.
I feel
You got something sexual.
If you like if you
But that's my opinion though.
I mean, I feel like that's your training ground.
because what was the definition? What it said what is
Two
it?
reproductive parties.
It's like a whole bunch of different shit. Hold on.
Masturbation. is a
Does
training
it say it
ground,
has to be two people?
And then you go.
I don't know.
Hell.
Because if the definition doesn't say it has to be two people, then then masturbation should count as
Saying
sex.
masturbation is sex is saying like if I play like motherfucking 2K, I'm in the NBA or some shit. Like that's what I feel. Like I feel like
That's a bit
No, I mean, I get his point. Like,
Like,
if you out here playing basketball and you real good,
like you're
then
not really doing it for real. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know.
Okay.
Or it's like nigga, you fuck
But-
around. You didn't went through practicing, but you.
But I feel like
you went to
it's
war.
I feel like it's levels. That's why we say it's an umbrella. I don't feel like it's not sex because if you're masturbating, you're still coming. That's the same
but sex.
effect as having sex with somebody. Like you're still you might be with
Okay,
yourself, but it's
so-
still sex. Like it's still sex.
I don't think it's like
Listen to this.
What?
Sex may be divided into three main categories:
Okay.
vaginal, anal, and oral. Most can agree that all count as sex, despite the fact that oral sex sometimes hovers over the gray area. Besides the above, what is considered sex, basically. That's kind of going into it, basically. So they first say intercourse between a man and a woman,
Let's talk about you.
but it like it's different categories of sex, like you just said. But it can all
Oh,
be sex.
masturbation
though.
wasn't in those.
See.
Well, maybe
I
not.
don't know.
It's just like okay, oral, anal, penetrational.
So basically, sex has to be with another person.
Oh, here you go. Manual stimulation
Okay.
is considered. It's different types of sex. It's a sexual activities.
Sex. Okay.
Anal
So, I mean,
intercourse,
yeah,
oral
you
sex,
Sexual activity is a broad spectrum of shit.
masturbation, sexting.
That's a broad. That's
Making
sexual
out,
nature.
okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We got
Like
some- we got some
sexting
comments.
isn't.
So sexual
sex.
activity and sex is, I guess.
So we got a couple of comments real
Okay.
quick, y'all. I'm about to read them
Minnie
out.
K said, if you don't think toys count as sex, you ain't doing it right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would come for my toy, but I ain't getting fucked. But
I'm screaming.
or getting my head. Like I'm not.
Leap the Creative said, different actions, same results. And then he said, sex includes more than one person. That's what I assume too. Cause I'm like, shit, if I'm beating my dick,
Okay.
if I've been beating my dick for 10 years, and I never actually penetrated a woman, you're a virgin.
You are a virgin. Because that woman, that in technical sense,
You're a virgin when it comes to
maybe not sex, but
entering a woman.
Right, sexual activity. That's what I'm saying. It's an umbrella. It's
sexual activity is umbrella, but sexual intercourse is a separate thing.
Okay,
Question mark.
Okay. So intercourse is different than sexual activity.
Because
I was gonna say, would you consider like so if a person's like feel like they've been gay their whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they've only ever started with women or whatever, and they never really have sex with a man, but they have sex with toys, they have oral sex. Are they still a virgin?
Well, has she been penetrated with a dildo? With a strap on or something?
By another person.
By another person.
But what? That doesn't make any sense because you're trying to throw out the window.
Because when lesbians have sex, they have a strap on. You just tell them.
Right. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's a man. It's if you get penetrated.
No, I didn't say that. I said that they is what
so they get penetrated.
No.
Is what?
If you okay. So Clint's definition might be different.
That's all I'm
gonna let
saying.
go. Clint, you can go because my definition might be different.
I was saying they haven't had intercourse with a male at all. It's they knew they was gay, whatever, and they've had nothing but oral sex. They've had strap-ons. They've had dildos. They have whatever the case that may be. Actually, no. A lot of lesbians, I know that they know they're lesbian. They don't really do dildos in a sense most of the time. But if they do, you know what I'm saying? Like what?
So I would consider. Okay, so I'm gonna say this first because most women can break their hymen, which is technically you're not a virgin anymore if you break the hymen for women, because men don't have that standard. If you break your hymen, you're not a virgin. However, you can break your hymen during dance, sex, exercise, all that shit. It hurts regardless of what the fuck you do, but it can break. But in my mind, and technically speaking, to break, not be a virgin is to have sex with another party.
Okay.
So another human party. Let me maybe
Yeah.
another person, like person to person. If you have sexual intercourse with another party, because it don't have to be necessarily like if you have sex with another woman, two parties is different between sex between a heterosexual couple or whatever you identify as. If it's with another party, then yes, I would consider that like no, you're not a virgin anymore. Like if you're doing anything other than fingering and jacking, then yeah, you're anything but a virgin.
But if you do it with like a dildo,
if you do it yourself, then yes, you're a virgin. Because when you hit puberty, you start masturbating early because you're discovering yourself. You got to do all these feelings or whatever.
It is tricky. It is. It's dicey.
Yeah, that's like masturbation. It's like I'm figuring this shit out. Like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it feels like.
So you've had sex, just not intercourse with another party.
You're discovering yourself.
Girl, bye.
I ain't say that. That was her words.
You're doing a sexual activity. But you haven't had sexual intercourse with another party.
Yeah, because you can do foreplay, all that shit.
So is that considered foreplay with yourself, Ken? This is a lot. My brain is boggled.
Mind blown.
That's why even Google was confused.
Okay.
But Google what is foreplay at that point.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they're gonna have a list of shit with that, I bet.
Exactly, but it would lessen what we talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Sexual activity does not necessarily equal sex.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah.
It can just pertain to sex.
Right.
So when we say sexual activity,
sex adjacent,
it doesn't necessarily fall under the umbrella of sex. Sex falls under the umbrella of sexual activity. I know it sounds crazy.
Right.
But,
right.
So therefore, if you're masturbating, it's a sexual activity, but it's not necessarily sex. You see what I'm getting at?
Right.
I don't get that. Because sexual activity is another word. It's a sentence.
It's like
it's an umbrella. Like we said, it's an umbrella.
It's an umbrella for
because it's like what falls under the umbrella of sexual activity? Sexual activity can be foreplay. It can be.
Because this comic Loki speaks to that. He say so. Is sex more of a mental? Wait, hold on. He said if they say sexing is sexual activity, sexting,
right?
Then intercourse is sexual activity too. So when we say sexting falls under the umbrella of sexual activity. However, we all know that's not sex.
Okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. You're not physically touching anything.
Right. You just sending pictures.
Yeah.
We should read the other comments before his too.
I think we read the other comments.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. So Minnie K said yes. I think that was implying to what we first asked about is masturbation sex. Then she said not a handhold, which is funny. If you don't think toys count as sex, you ain't doing it right. Laughing face emoji. And then leak, the creative said, different actions same result.
Yeah, we read those ones.
Sex includes more than one person. If their sex is sexual activity, then intercourse is sexual activity too, right? Then he said, so is sex more mental than physical? Because definition would say man and woman, but women do have sex with each other.
Exactly. So I'm like,
I think it's more mental, but
like I said, sexual activity does not necessarily mean sex.
right, depending on what the sexual activity is, I would say, but shit.
So masturbation falls under sexual activity, but it does not necessarily mean sex.
sex. Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I still disagree with that.
Just like sexting falls under.
Because I feel like sex.
So
is
would you
more
include
two people? That's what it. That's really.
But why
what
does it have to include another person for it to be sex, though? Like,
sex?
who said that it gotta be another person involved
Isn't
for
that
it
the
to be
definition?
sex?
Yeah,
I'm
two people.
fuck the definition on the goddamn web. I'm just saying, literally trying to say.
But I don't know about that.
But that's what
Webster.
No, I'm saying
That nigga don't know what
I'm
he's talking
questioning
about.
it. No, I'm questioning it. It's basically what I'm saying. It's like, who's the why the fuck I gotta include another person for me to be having sex? You get what I'm saying?
Because,
Like, I don't feel like it has to include somebody else for me to be having
sex technically is the reproductive act in which motherfucking
for reproduction. That's really what it's for.
Getting pregnant.
Together.
Yes, that's what it's for.
Unless you're an asexual being and you reproduce by yourself, which we don't.
Exactly.
So therefore,
okay, so y'all are relating it to getting.
That's a scientific.
Pregnant.
I'm relating sex to two people.
But that's the purpose of sex.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm related.
But we're the only mammals that mate for pleasure. Like, literally,
I agree.
Literally, sex is meant for reproduction.
Yeah, it's supposed to just be for that.
I was about to say dolphins.
Shit. Well, but majority of the time, we're the only ones that mate for
smarter
pleasure.
the animal, the more likely they are to mate.
I need to be for my. I'm gonna disagree on that one because I would say I don't think that it has to involve another person personally for me for sex to be sex.
Because literally,
so what you
the point of sex is to reproduce.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So would you consider a person who has masturbated at the age of 13?
They have sex.
So they're not a virgin no more.
Virgin.
That's it. That includes having sex.
A virgin. Okay, if a virgin is considered having penetrational sex with the opposite sex, then no.
That's not considered.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's considered that, then no. But if it's not considered that, then they're not a virgin anymore because they've had sex.
What do you consider?
Okay, so what do you consider a virgin?
I consider a virgin if somebody has had penetrational sex with the opposite sex. Because for reproduction. Because a virgin is related to purity, right? It's related to a religious aspect of you're having intercourse with an opposite sex for whatever the fuck marriage, whatever the case may be. And I feel like that involves virginity is involving that. But I feel like for me, if you're gonna have sex, you don't have to necessarily you're only a virgin if you haven't had sex with another person, a male. I'm sorry. I feel like that's related to heterosexuality. I feel like personally, I feel like virginity is related to heterosexual whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're having sex, you're not a virgin. A virgin is somebody who has not had sex, right? Right. I feel like a virgin is somebody who hasn't had sex, but you're not a virgin.
Does that mean sexual intercourse? I'm sorry, that sexual activity as well?
I feel like sexting, I don't count that shit as no sexual. I mean, it's something that you're doing sexual, but I don't think that.
So you're a virgin when you have sex?
Yes, I feel like sex. Period. When you ejaculate, you are not a virgin. You've had something come out of you. You are no longer a virgin.
It's two different feelings though.
What you mean as far as
what? As far as masturbation and
no, that's the activity. But once you have ejaculated, you are no longer a virgin when it comes to sex. That's how I feel like.
Nah.
In definitional standpoint, your definition is completely different from whatever definition.
Hell yeah! I'm speaking when I think about a virgin, I'm thinking about that religious shit. I'm not thinking about sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, did you come, my nigga? Did you come? Did you come? You came? You are no longer a virgin when it comes to sex. You now know about sex. You know what to do yourself to fucking come. And the person, I feel like that's
what a nigga can be masturbating for fucking 5 years and still not know shit about sex.
I'm not saying you know everything about sex, but I'm saying you're not a virgin when it comes to sex anymore, though.
I feel like I don't agree.
Shit about shit, but how to make yourself.
You think about it from a knowledge standpoint. I'm not thinking about it from a knowledge standpoint. I'm thinking about you done came out your penis and out your vagina, so you're no longer a virgin.
So if you think about that standpoint, like if I had no knowledge of what the definition was having sex was, if I just go from street knowledge, I never went to school. If I think about the definition of sex, it's between two parties. Whether gay, hetero, or whatever you identify as. Okay. It's between two people.
But it's
That's
not,
what it.
though.
But let me get to my point because
You're right,
you got to
okay,
your point.
You're right. My fault.
When it comes to when we think about street smarts and everybody who else goes off a not dictionary standpoint, they ask if you a virgin. They not gonna go based off of you play with yourself because that's between self. And then when it comes to like I've been with another person orally or otherwise, penetrational wise, okay, yeah, they did this to me, they did that to me, then I would consider that, okay, this is the act of sex. Because when you think about masturbation has a different term than anything else. We have oral sex because you're putting your mouth on private parts. You have penetrational sex because you're entering something into somebody. And you have fingering, you have jacking, which includes hands. That's not an actual thing. It's like we have different definitions for different things. So it's like we all hear the street terms. When I was growing up, I knew what fingering, I knew what jacking was, and I knew what sex was. When I generalized sex, it was between another person and another person. If I'm thinking about it, just like not looking at a dictionary, not looking at anything else, I'm thinking about another person with another person. We're intertwined with each other. So oral sex or we're body to body, skin to skin. I would think of that as sex. Otherwise, then that fingering, that jacking, because we have different terms for everything. Because we know when somebody say, yeah, they finger me. Ain't no question about somebody saying like, what's that? Because I learned that at an early age. Somebody said you jacking off. You learned that at age because you do that shit to yourself. Like, okay, I know what that is.
You got some comments too, but I want to say one thing before that. If you go and tell somebody, hey, I had sex last night, they gonna say, with who?
Yes, that's true.
But that's okay. That's a social thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about it on a different level than y'all. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I got my own opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. But
it's an umbrella.
Hey, it is an umbrella. But because I feel like I want to go back to what you said as far as like, my bad. Go ahead. You can do that first.
Leak the Creator said, how you having sex with yourself? So if you only fuck yourself, you're not a virgin anymore.
That's the point I was making. That's the point I was making.
Masturbate, you had sex according to
y'all
her.
right. I
yeah,
feel
that's what she was saying. You said she begging by hearing her body too.
Exactly like no.
He said masturbation was sex.
I'm not thinking about it
would
on
be
the
called masturbation. He said masturbation was sex. It would be called masturbation.
Well,
like,
yeah,
if you gonna tell Malachi, I had sex last night and he wasn't there, he gonna be like,
well, that's the thing. Okay, so this is the point I'm trying to make here. Y'all, I'm trying to, but that's what I'm saying, because everybody gonna think like, okay, you have to have somebody there to have sex. You get what I'm saying? It's like that's the societal thing. At the end of the day, I mean, this is what I think, but I'm not thinking about it on the surface level.
Sexual stimulation, like okay. So
that's what I'm saying. Sexual stimulation is still the root word is what? Sex, right? That's the root word, no matter if it's whatever it is. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I'm not thinking about it on a surface level kind of thing, and I'm thinking about it like, this is what you're telling me sex is? No, to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like that to y'all. Right. I'm not trying to discredit what y'all saying at all, but I'm saying to me, I don't have to involve another person to be having sex.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? But that's all, I'm like, we could agree to disagree all day.
And there are people who are asexual who don't have sex, who don't like
they don't see a gender or whatever the case may be.
So y'all say I'm not a virgin no more. I don't think shit. They have sex.
I'm gonna ask them, well, why do you think that you're not? And I'm gonna have them explain it to me. At the end of the day, I have to agree to
they gonna make up for what y'all doing.
Oh, that's all I want to say to you. So when you were saying like it involves another person, so you know how we were saying oral sex. What if lesbians only have ever had oral sex?
Then they've had sex.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I said.
But it's between another person.
No, my definition when we said oral sex, I said oral sex.
She got 30 bodies and they are herself.
Oh shit! If that's the case, I'm okay with that. And bet you all 30 of myself satisfied the fuck out of me.
She said, yeah, hey, I ran a train on myself last night. What you talking about?
It was this hand and this hand. The fuck you talking about?
Nigga, all 10 fingers. The fuck you talking about? But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you involve in two people, then if you say that a lesbian couple that has only had oral sex, then that's sex. If you don't consider oral sex, then how do they have sex?
I never said oral sex is foreplay.
I'm bringing up oh yeah, you didn't. But I'm saying for people who have brought up saying that oral sex is not sex, if they consider sex between two parties, it's not contradicting. I feel like it's just a lot of shit that's just contradicting to me. I just be like, well, how you gonna say this without that? But then how you gonna say that without that? So that's just me at the end of the day. I be thinking, like I said, on a deeper kind of level that do make niggas' head hurt. No cap. So if you can't keep up, sir, just say that. Anyway,
it's not even that.
Shots fired.
He was saying
that was not a shot. Saying like, in me, I took that personally.
No, but he was talking to me. What you mean?
Shots fired? He wasn't taking a shot at you.
Shots fired?
He said I had 30 bodies and it was all my stuff. That's not shots at me?
No, that's funny.
Come on.
That's
Okay.
That was a joke.
I was about to say, that's funny.
So mine wasn't a joke? Damn, my bad. My shit hit you too hard. My fault.
He said, I'm just moving too fast, nigga. You ain't smart enough to listen, nigga. You gotta
I
keep up,
didn't
nigga.
say all that.
What the fuck you talking about, nigga? You gotta get your mind up, nigga.
See, y'all be making my shit sound
Get your
hostile.
money up, not your funny
I
up.
don't be
Nigga,
trying
stay
to
straight,
sound
nigga.
hostile. On everything I love, though. On everything I love, I don't be trying to sound like hostile. I'm trying to dish out, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you what's in the top shit.
You don't sound like
But according to these,
I do
niggas,
think
I'm
we need to
hostile.
pour all these shots though.
I ain't trying to sound hostile, bro.
It's just you're not on the standard thinking.
I don't think so.
And that's completely fine. Like if we
disagree.
yeah, exactly. If we're not on the same standard of what sex is, yeah, that's why we here. That's why we here because we all got different opinions.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
I
think that's good. This is a good topic because we don't have anybody that's like.
Hey, we should have had a sex playlist going on in the background.
Oh,
She and so in the end, sex and all terms associated. Okay.
I think we should have had. I really would appreciate somebody of who's not heterosexual being on.
Man, I was trying to get somebody on
She was
here.
coming. And
I was
She still
so
about to
trying
step in
to.
because we would.
No, she's not on there no more. And that's the thing. I would have loved for her because she would have proved my point like so tough. Because like we actually
You don't even know that.
No, we kind of talked about it a little bit, and I was like, that's what makes me say what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying what I'm saying in a sense because I have hella gay friends. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, that's not sex to us. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to give y'all a perspective of another.
I don't know because I would have to hear it from them because what you
That's
said
perfectly
in the group chat, it was different from like okay, we include oral sex as being sex, which I agree with because I
That's what I'm saying. But some things are not like some things are perfect for them, but some are not. Some is just purely.
So did y'all have a conversation about masturbation or no?
No, we didn't talk about masturbation.
Alright,
I mean, that's different. We was talking about like homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't get this
Homosexuals don't masturbate.
Alright.
No, they do, but we didn't bring up that because that wasn't the
But
time.
that's what we was talking about. Though.
Comment.
It was.
It seemed like a decent
No,
one.
we was talking about homosexual.
Oh,
We was talking about
let's take the
masturbation
shot
being
first.
sex.
Oh, right now, yeah.
shots fired. Shots fired.
No, I said we didn't bring that up when I was talking to them because that wasn't.
Cheers, Malachi. Air cheers.
Boom, boom. Fuck. Hate it here. I just a couple of other. You want to read them?
Take your shots in.
No, we gonna wait until Sam takes her shot.
Y'all niggas. Okay, whatever.
Did you take all of that? It don't look like you took all of that.
That's what I was thinking. It didn't look like he took off. You did the old man
Y'all
shit.
both
Like your
but
back
we
was
monitoring at this point.
Okay, yeah.
This shit crazy.
Stop fucking playing with us.
What's the name of the podcast?
Alright, so
Shot fired. Hate it for me.
Ram Marie Pure One said the stigma on sex is actually wrong on how they display sex. Yes, it's all about reproduction and also it's for us to manifest during. For a starter, you have to have a partner to be considered.
You gonna have to redo that, bro.
Because
Hey, I consider myself a pretty good reader, bro. But you got me over here sounding slow. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, read this one right here.
The stigma is okay. Let me read.
Wait, this one before that.
Lee the Creative says, so in the end, sex and all the terms associated with it are based on a heterosexual couple. No, I think
That's basically what it's
I
doing.
mean,
the based off sex is based off
up
heterosexual
front,
couple.
yes.
Yeah.
Up front, yes.
So we can't put it under an umbrella. We gonna only, you know.
But when I put it under umbrella, I put it under the Spanish sexuality. When I said oral sex and penetration or otherwise sex, anything that has sex included in the name, that's when I said like okay, sex. But I mean, and if we base it off of heterosexual
But
terms
everything-
and
but
not
the-
being a virgin, that's
yeah.
different.
Even in the definitions, heterosexual will always be at the top because, like I said, because of mating and reproduction. So it's
That's
always
how
gonna be
the-
the man and the woman is always going to be like.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, well, they saying this, but this is what I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Facts.
All right.
Yeah, heterosexual sex is different. Like based on them, those standards of not being a virgin. That's the only times I would base that not being a virgin. But anything having sex wise, then technically not a virgin standpoint. Because we base it. That's what I would base it off on a not heterosexual.
I was like, disclosure here. I agree that, you're not a virgin if you have intercourse. I agree with the heterosexual, like he was saying, I agree with everything if we're gonna go by that. You get what I'm saying? I completely agree with it. I'm not saying that is false because you're not a virgin if you have sex. You get what I'm saying? If you get penetration, all that stuff, I understand everything. I just want to put that out there. I understand everything, but I'm just trying to give a different perspective on, well, what about this? What about that? Just in case you was trying to figure out, like, if I was like, I'm just stupid over here, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just basically saying, like,
nobody said that. Okay.
oh my god, okay, my choice of words be like horrible as fuck.
It do.
But I don't be meaning like no harm to it, to be honest. But
we got another
yeah.
section.
Oh my
Okay, we
god.
need to play.
Hey, for real.
Low key in the background.
Okay, we got like two. We got another topic.
Exactly, and that's what. Okay, boom.
You can read that out loud.
Okay.
Exactly like.
You're right. Lick the creator. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand what you're saying, bro. I do. He said, I know the terms and social ideas have changed, but the root is in heterosexuality.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't speaking from heterosexuality.
Right.
That's where I wasn't speaking from that perspective. Damn, got a whole nother one, y'all.
Okay, what is it?
He said, intimacy, we actually supposed to come to a meditative state with your spouse. You're supposed to come to an agreement before actual penetration. They won't let me put everything down. My apologies. No problem.
Get it.
So you said it's a manifestation of like sexual, like for you.
That's on a deeper level.
He's basing it on like reproduction and like intertwining two bodies and shit.
He said you gotta open
like
up the
soul
chakras
body.
and allow the universe to manifest.
That's a whole other topic.
Entering and the mixing of souls.
Right?
Robert. Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying, I'm sorry. I meant she.
What's that?
You don't?
Sorry, but yeah. So if y'all just not tapping in, we're basically talking about like the oral sex, being sex, and or role play. I'm sorry, foreplay. We done got into a whole ass thing about homosexuality and what's sex,
It's so broad.
and all that stuff. So I want to say this: if you did miss this part of the conversation, we're gonna put this on YouTube. We're not putting it on Instagram. It will be on our Facebook as well. But we're gonna put this on YouTube. We're gonna have a link in our bio. Y'all wanna hear this part? Y'all wanna comment up under there? Please do, because yeah, I'm gonna need my homosexuals to tap the fuck in. My LGBT community to tap the fuck in.
Wow.
Because they're gonna be fucked up. I don't care about myself. You feel me? And I like that.
Yo!
I'm gonna need my
This nigga Leak say he pray over the pussy before he go in there.
Type
He
shit,
say-
as you fucking
he say we
should.
about to manifest a good
Because
connection
nowadays,
with vibes and the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth and the universe as well. And
What's
I
the
pray.
next topic?
How
all
much
right,
time?
y'all. We were talking about oral sex and foreplay and is it or not, and what's the definition of sex and definition of foreplay and all kind of stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So we are gonna move on because we have to talk about
It's
this.
crazy because that might have to be a whole
No, I agree.
podcast.
That
We
shit
might have
too
to
much.
redo that one.
I would love to bring on other people from
Yeah.
different spectrums, you know what I'm saying, of this, so that we can have a different insight on different shit. Because most of us are heterosexual. I'm bisexual, but most of us are heterosexual over here.
We do need.
So we gonna need more perspectives, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're gonna move on. The next topic is what again?
Which one we gonna do?
What
Are we doing the
Marriage
is
one?
Is marriage beneficial or what was it?
Or
is it
not.
a benefit or an
Liability.
asset?
Yeah.
Or asset or liability. So is it
Asset.
beneficial?
Liability.
Is it beneficial or is it not beneficial? Basically.
Yeah. So all my, I feel like most of our people that's viewing right now are not married. Maybe y'all engaged, you know.
Do y'all see
But-
the point of being married?
Yeah. Do y'all see the point of being married? Is that would that be an asset for y'all? Would that be a liability for y'all? What y'all think?
Okay. So
Did we want to start? We started from here last time. We gonna start from last time.
Okay. I mean, I think it depends, because some people get married because they want like the show. They want to show their family or whoever. They want to show their friends and stuff. This is the person I chose. This is him or her. You know, it'd be like, and it's not always embedded in who the person actually is. So you might end up, or a lot of people end up getting divorced because of that, I believe. But it could be beneficial if you do choose the right person and you do like y'all find a way to work on each other and work on yourselves at the same time, all that stuff to build into marriage. That way, when y'all get past the altar, y'all ain't got so many issues that could tear y'all apart. Shit could get hard, but y'all already know what shit could have been because y'all talked about it. Y'all may have even experienced it before y'all reached marriage. So.
Which one would you say though? It sounds like you indecisive.
No, I just explained.
Like it'll depend.
So what is your standpoint?
Yeah.
Is it a liability or is it an asset?
I mean, I believe it can be an asset.
For you personally, an asset?
For you personally,
yeah, I believe it can be. And that's only based off of how I would go about finding it.
I would actually, it's a comment in here that says, from MGM_Dad said, depends on who you getting married to. Now, that part I would say I agree with. And that's what my answer is indecisive because it does depend on who you're married to. I personally wouldn't get married if you were liability. I wouldn't even get married to you right now if you're liability. I'll make you become an asset before I marry you.
No one would.
Exactly.
No, people do all the time.
They do though. But I would rather you be an asset before I marry you. Period, point blank. So I feel like it can be a liability. The reason why it could be a lot of liability is if a person already has children and they're on child support. Now that also becomes your child support. Yeah. I feel like if they have debts, that becomes yours, depending on how outstanding it is. Yeah. I feel like if they do have a child, they have baby mama, baby daddy drama. That is also a liability. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like, yo, if your credit bad, I can't put you on my application. You see what I'm saying? It's like, those to me is a liability, which is why I feel like marriage is more so of a business than it is anything else. So if you're gonna get married, you're intertwining y'all lives so that y'all can have better shit.
Right.
So you're a liability if I can't get better shit with you.
Crazy.
Okay?
Nobody gets
That's how I feel. Now, as far as like, what was it, an asset? Like I said, you're an asset if we can intertwine our lives and we just soaring. You feel me? Like we're just going, we just conquering every fucking thing we want to conquer. Don't get me wrong, ups and downs when it comes to relationship portion of it is different versus liability/asset. When I think about that, I'm thinking about it from a business aspect. I'm not thinking about it from the emotional, nothing. So it would depend on the partner and what they got, what the baggage they have coming with them. That's what I would say. It depends for me.
So it depends was not an option.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna put it
You're absolutely right. At least we got an option shit.
Because we asking the same question, you
right.
the same thing. So
okay. So I would say I would hope it's an asset. I would want it to be an asset.
Okay.
So yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna read some of these comments.
I was just about to say this.
Go ahead.
I was going
Leave the
crazy.
and say, on some real shit, if you love this person, why do you feel the need to pay to show other people? Okay.
Exactly.
And count again, if me and my partner tapped in, I should be able to propose.
Oh wait, you missed Kim's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't see it.
Marriage
I'm
is
gonna
a
read it.
benefit.
Yeah, Kimberly_AndB said marriage is a benefit to both parties. All right, go ahead with the next one because that was the next one you was reading.
My bad, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
What's going on?
Oh,
If me and my partner tapped in, I should be able to propose with a ring pop.
Stay single.
Not a ring
Nobody else
pop.
said you can have the same exact relationship, but even better than a married couple without the titles.
No.
You can have combo, bro.
Mark OIC said that entirely depends on what you want out of the marriage and the expectations you have for each other. Link the Creative said you pay for everything in this whack ass country. Marriage is one of them.
Death is another. So what we gonna do?
Winter Return said depends on why you're getting married. Some people do it to say I'm married material. Let's say I'm marriage material. Some people do it for the financial benefit. I got married because I knew my husband loved me with his whole heart.
Period.
I love that. Yes, we love that. Okay, next comment.
Tez goes in and said it's beneficial if they are a good financial partner. Other than that, it just looks nice.
Basically.
Winter Return said Sam everything you said.
Period.
Oh wait, you missed Kimberly. Kimberly said.
I don't know why I'm not.
You don't fuck with Kimberly, huh?
Kimberly_AndB said. She said if you
no,
gonna.
don't read her shit. She got me blocked. Fuck your comment. No cap. No.
Wait, let me read her comment. It's like if you're gonna spend years with somebody, it's in both y'all best interest to get married and gives both protection. So get married to give both y'all benefits and protection.
Yeah.
Okay, then _return said Sam everything you said. Clap clap.
Period.
Link the creator said marriage makes love an obligation, not a desire, in a sense. With this ring, even if I don't like you anymore, law says I have to still love you.
I don't
And
get it. You
then-
can read that for me? I'm confused.
Well, want me to read it again?
Yeah.
Or okay, I'll read it again. Leak the Creative said, marriage makes love an obligation, not a desire, in a sense. With this ring, even if I don't like you anymore, law says I have to still love you.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the last comment, Kimberly _AMB said, no, that's false. The law permits divorce.
Boom. There we go.
So,
what was your opinion?
But we going back to, it's on play. It's on play.
Yeah, shit. Is marriage an asset or a liability? In this day and age, it's a liability. I'm gonna just say that because most people, they do it for the look. They do it for Instagram. They do it for the likes. They're not really committed to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? To the ups and the downs and understanding like, oh, I'm not gonna like this motherfucker for a couple months sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then,
Nobody don't like.
yeah, but so I feel like it's a liability. But on the other hand, I will say if you find the right person, and or if you're just financially savvy, and if you're woman rich, it could be beneficial because you can get tax breaks. You can fuck around, you know what I'm saying? Put her as a co-lender on your shit. If you're doing crime, I think she can't testify.
No, she can't.
She can't.
It's marriage. It's a marriage law.
Yeah.
Like if you get married to
So
somebody,
you know,
they can
it's some benefits. You know what I'm saying? Then if you die, you can make sure that she gets your money. You know.
That's what I said.
Take care of it.
Marriage is
Yeah.
a business for real.
Yeah, so.
Chanel.
Okay, so I feel like marriage, well, for me, is always going to be an asset because I'm not marrying anybody broke or anybody that has, like, literally, here's the thing, it depends. Two, it depends on your, like, where you are financially and how you're doing in life. And then it splits on gender as well. So obviously, people with more money are going to probably view marriage more so as a liability because you got more to lose if the marriage does not work out.
Okay.
Right? But speaking on both with rich women and rich men.
Divorce is expensive.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Rich men and rich women, right? Because there's been rich women who have married men with less than them and lost money. But however, when it comes to like just a women's point of view who doesn't have money, like living in patriarchy, you are seen to be more valuable as a woman if you have a husband. So a lot of women, regardless of if you have money or not, having a husband is going to be beneficial to you because you're seen better in society.
Period.
So
Really?
yes.
I never thought about
Yes.
that.
Yeah, because like Bridgerton was a thing. Remember where all of the women had husbands and then okay, well,
That's why women.
okay, so
I didn't
yeah, like if living in patriarchy, if you're a woman who's married and and a man has married you, you seem to be more valuable in a lot of ways than a woman who is single, and that's just reality.
Because
It depends on your husband.
Right, and it depends on your husband.
You're a
Right.
woman.
So that's what I'm saying. It depends on a lot of different things. But for me personally, marriage is always going to be a benefit because I could do bad by myself. So
It's an asset.
it's gonna
go with
yeah.
the Tyler Perry shit. What women get to talking to Tyler Perry?
No, I'm just saying, like,
she
you know,
went to Bridgerton. That was Bridgerton. Was it a Safari?
I'm not talking about myself.
That's kind of Perry's Bridgerton. That was
Tom
a
Perry.
title of a.
Oh, I didn't know that. That was just a shit on Netflix. I swear, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's a Tyler Perry movie. But
Okay.
But so yeah, it depends as far as like me right now. I would not get married because I'm like I want to be more stable. Like personally, financially, I want to be more stable, and I want to be more of an asset to my husband as well. But like I definitely want to be married. I feel like it's an asset to me as a woman in society to be married. So.
All right. Before I go, I want to read some of these comments that's on here. I do want to read some of these comments that's on here. So let me give it. Leak the Creator said, "I'm not against it, but do y'all ever look at stuff we say is a normal and wonder why we do it? I'm taking holidays, marriage, school, etc. That's a good point because of this is European norms. I get that." Mark _OIC said, "If we're going that deep, any person can be a liability or an asset depending on their understanding of finance and financial habits." I agree with that.
Reciprocation.
Leak the Creator said, "I feel like a lot of the marriages in our generation gonna mess up because our dating culture not even set up for regular relationships to last long." Mark _OIC said, "We also need to define liability. Just because you're not in the best financial spot doesn't mean you are a liability by default."
That's what I said.
You're slightly.
Okay, wait. We got some more comments, y'all. We got some more comments.
But when that bill collector called,
We got some more comments. MGM_Dev said, I feel like majority of the time the nigga has more to lose in a marriage. I disagree with that.
Sticky.
I disagree with that. Kimberly_NB said, why you with somebody if you don't see adding value to your life with?
right?
See your life adding value. Why are you with somebody that's irresponsible or not aligned with you?
Right.
Agreed.
If you do see eye to eye with these things,
Why not?
then why not?
Exactly.
He split the emoji with the upside down smiley face.
Mm-hmm.
And then winter_return, it said Kimberly_and exactly. And then League the creators added MGM_Dad said that's because most dudes are the breadwinner. Jeez, this little bitch. I'm sorry, that distracted me. Somebody give her
up
the
there.
Cass will do that with
She rock climbing.
Yeah.
She is, and I hate her when she do that shit because I'll be fucking on my fucking screen. Okay, I'm gonna try to ignore it. Mark_OIC said it's somebody get this goddamn.
I got you. I'm ready. Go ahead. Mark_. You got it? You wanna repeat it?
She down because I was about to be mad. Okay, Mark_IC, it said it's exceedingly simple to raise somebody's financial status once you correct bad financial habits.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Kimberly_NB said most women nowadays are doing quite fine on their own. Actually, numbers don't lie. Winter_return. Somebody, I'm done.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Winter_return said it is especially when y'all both got bomb ass jobs. Were you talking about Kim when she said most women nowadays? Wait, that's I'm just talking about. Oh, it's exceedingly simple to raise someone's financial status once you correct bad financial habits. I think that's what she was talking about.
Yeah.
She said that it is especially when y'all both got bomb ass jobs where you can correct financial bad habits. And I agree with that too. So cool. Leak the creator said if I'm doing everything a husband would do, paying bills, working, taking care of the family, being faithful, what would change with marriage?
The taxes.
Boom.
And
No, not just that. No, we gonna read the rest of the comments because then it's my turn.
Then Mark_OIC said, let's talk about it, damn it. He said, talk that shit. Y'all don't want to see the kid on this finance talk.
Oh.
Okay, so
We gonna end back to you.
okay, so
yeah, with that.
as far as I'm the final person because I want to read all these comments. Throw it. So if I think marriage is a liability or an asset, if I'm getting married, it's always going to be an asset,
right?
Because I'm not getting married to someone that's going to be an asset. If I'm going to lose financially or otherwise, then that's not going to be my husband. Even if I know their credit score isn't the best, it's ways that shout out to Mark because he does teach people how to do credit, like to where you can add on to somebody's credit where they're higher than yours. You can add it. That's where it becomes someone that adds to you financially. Because like if we just speaking financially, if you have a partner that's better than you in credit score, okay, you add it to your credit score gonna ride, all that shit, okay? But if I'm getting married, it should always be an asset because what I'm lacking, you're going to gain, and what you're lacking, you're going to gain. I'm never going to get married if I'm not gaining anything because why would I get married to a liability? That doesn't make sense.
Those are people that marry for love.
No, I'm not going to agree with that. No, I'm not going to agree with that because I'm going to wholeheartedly. I'm going to marry for love first.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to marry for love first, but what you bring to the table with that is going to make or break that marriage.
Agreed.
Because I'm not going to marry you because you got good dick.
Yeah,
I'm never going to do that. I'm never
going to do that. Out there.
No, never. You got good dick. Okay, cool. It's plenty of niggas that got good dick in here. Okay, but I'm going to marry you because. Like, okay, I'm not the best in budgeting. You are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not the best in planning. You are. You make up for what I lack. That's what I'm marrying for. You're always going to be an asset to my marriage,
girl.
So I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah. I just love just the way you treat me overall. Like you love me the way I want to be loved. yes, that's a great thing. But if you don't love me in a whole,
okay,
I'm not gonna marry you.
type shit. And she made a good point about somebody being better at something than you are. It's about the meshing of it. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's like, even if you may be a liability in some sense, the other person may be as well, but y'all are also an asset in some sense, as well as the other person is an asset in some sense. And y'all come together and y'all make that shit fucking work. You feel me? But if you're more of a
It's
liability,
becoming a whole. That's what a marriage is about. That's what I believe a marriage is. It's becoming a whole.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, you pick the best qualities. These are the best qualities that y'all have in each other. And I love that. It's like, I'm gonna pick somebody who meets all my career, like all my check marks. I'm gonna pick that person. But I know that these skills that can be taught, I can teach you.
Type shit. What you don't know, I can teach you. What I don't know, you can teach me.
But I'm not about to teach you how to be a gentleman.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum ass shit. No. Not gonna do it. Like the bare minimum ass shit, I'm not gonna do you. I'm not
how to be a man.
I'm not about to teach you how to make money. If you can't do that, I'm not about to do that. What are you talking about? What?
I'm about to read these comments quick. So Winter_Return said, at Leak the Creative, it's more to marriage than just doing what you're supposed to do for your family. Love is important. Being loved properly and having lust mixed in there and showing you're still interested. I think that's what you're trying to say. Which I agree. And then he said, I'm sorry, Leak the Creative said, at Winter_Return, shit, throw the love in there too. If I'm doing everything you see in a husband, what would change? So he clearly is against marriage.
right.
Because you're not seeing
he don't get the value in it at all. It's like,
I know.
What gain is that?
Man, I know
I ain't
that
gonna
nigga.
say-
That nigga was about to get married like a year ago.
Oh, Lord, we got it.
Come on, bro. I'm sorry.
That's why you
throwing shots at our followers.
Take a shot, Leak.
And you was in love, bro.
Leak, you gotta take a shot. You gotta take a shot, Leak. And you know what? Send us a video with our DMs showing you taking a shot.
We gotta take a shot.
You
We gotta take a shot.
You gonna have these women in here thinking that you one of them
We
niggas.
all gotta take a shot there because
One of them
Chris was
niggas.
shot.
Okay, so clearly he has had a bad experience with marriage, which is why it's scarring. I get that, but I'm gonna continue to read. I'm gonna finish read these comments real quick. So
thinking you one of them niggas, man.
Joyfulness said also, in an unfortunate situation when your spouse is injured, to save their life or any medical decisions that need to be made in the interest of your spouse will not be any real business of yours. So what she's saying is like, if your person's on your deathbed and they're asking you, do we like resuscitate them or
No,
do
like
we
that's
put
the
them on
thing.
life
That's
support?
the thing.
You will have no say so
Like,
because you're not no kin to
You're
them.
sitting up here and talking about you don't want to be married, bro. You get scraped off the side of the road. The woman
Your girl
that
can't
you
make a
with,
decision for
the
you.
woman that you with can't even make no decisions.
It's on your mama, on your sister, on
And
your
you hope
cousin,
your mama
on your
like
daddy,
it.
on whoever.
Hope whoever making the decisions
And
right.
making a good one for you. Because I can guarantee you that most of the time, people spill their, dickens.
Okay, Dickens. What's on your mind, sis? What's on your mind, sis? What's on your mind, sis? What is it?
Sorry, funny moment. Anyway.
Okay.
Deepest secrets that, they're more vulnerable with their partners, so they're going to tell them, well, when I go, I would love to stay here, or I don't want to die, type shit, you know what I'm saying? Their parents don't know that. Their parents will be like, well, shit, this costs $50,000. I'm about to end it, you know what I'm saying? But your spouse going to be the one who going to ride for you most of the time. So you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out. I'm going to continue reading though.
We still got comments?
Yeah, we got a ton of comments.
This is a new topic.
Joyfulness also said, and not everyone has a family that has their best interest at heart, and you have to swallow the pill. Exactly what we were saying. Leak the Creative said, man, pass the wood clip. Let me hit that.
He was saying that.
And then I Keen for it said, roll that dope up, fire.
You here for the woods?
Okay.
That's fine.
Winter_Return said, at Leak the Creative, nothing should change, but don't be no robot and don't be boring or uncreative. Sex gotta stay on the 10. Spontaneous trips every now and then and gifts. Men usually don't care for this. And that part. Can't teach them what they should know already.
Winter, is she always here? Is she not?
No, girl, continue to come. We love you here. Leak the Creative said, at Winter_Return, I'm on all that. Can't speak for nobody else. He said, I never said I was against it. I'm just asking questions.
A healthy debate.
We love your comments. Thank you.
Bless you.
Bless you. Joyfulness said, the mindset of marriage is scrutinized by people who get married and believe the work was done
Ooh.
and was upset when they see it was more than was required.
Okay.
Love in marriage is more than love, though.
It is.
Okay, it is. It is.
It
That
is.
shit, girl.
Y'all talking that shit tonight, okay? I love it. I
Come
love it.
back and visit us, friends.
No, for real. Mark_OIC said, yeah, marriage can always be an asset. There are so many topics that aren't touched. Taxes, insurance, benefits, spousal, IRA,
Ooh.
planning your estate. We not even going into credit, okay?
Okay. That's exactly why I started this. I brought
Mark,
you up.
I'ma see
That's
you,
why I
girl.
brought you up, okay? Because you my friend and I know
Okay.
you bought that shit, okay?
Period. Leak the creative said, I wouldn't mind getting married. I just think love and actions that come with it don't require a contract and a ring. I can see that's what you're saying, basically.
Well, we live in the United States of America.
Well,
And
you
the way-
can't do shit.
The way America's set up, you know, it just is what it is.
Family you grew
It's
up with,
better for you
don't
to be
matter
married
what
than
you
it
do.
It's better for you to be
That shit
married
doesn't
than it
matter.
is for you to not.
Yeah. Winter_return said, your family you grew up with don't matter once you get married.
That shit definitely matters.
Well, it's like you're supposed to like go off and create your own family. I think
That
that's what
shit
you're going with
matters.
that.
No, fuck that.
She
That
also
You
shit-
got
said-
one after you read the comments.
Oh wait, we got one more.
Yeah.
She said at joyfulness winter_return said, I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
I got you. Winter_return said, at joyfulness, this. Some men aren't even raised properly.
There we go.
Men, y'all got something to say?
I mean,
Girl.
that's located too
Girl.
much street though, because
Women aren't raised properly either, so I get
Dang. Okay, got one more comment. Leak the creative
We don't have
said,
to wait. Hold on.
if I get married, it's solely because my partner wants to, and y'all said it's better to be married than to not. We compromise.
I mean, if you look at like the assets that come with marriage, I mean, if you with your partner for a certain amount of time,
I'm
then
saying,
I would, yeah.
living in this country, yes.
And in the United States of America, yeah. What Chanel saying? Go
Y'all
ahead.
got something.
I just want to say the family you grew up with does matter.
Okay.
Like when you get married, because like your upbringing affects your whole mindset. Like if you grew up in the struggle 9 times out of 10, you got a struggle mentality, or you got a survival mentality. You know what I'm saying? That shit matters. And then once you have in the child's development.
It
Not
is.
just having a loving father and mother, but having grandparents, cousins, all that.
It takes a village.
Okay. So think about it. About taking a minute to piggyback off what Clint said, because I lost a partner that was last year, and you know when you lose somebody young, he was around my age. You don't have that like, oh, I have somebody that I'm gonna fall back on. You got you got your parents and whatnot. That wasn't the case, at least in my standpoint. And in some cases, I was the emergency contact for my significant other. We weren't married, we weren't together, and it's like but we talked about it. But at the end of the day, I had his back more than family did. And sometimes you have people in your life that are more of an asset than liability. And family sometimes is a liability. And you meet people in your life that are like, I will trust you with my life rather than my family. And when it comes down to that, that's what we got to think about.
Yeah.
When it comes to those two asset and liability.
That's all I'm saying. Because basically, the person you choosing is somebody you kind of can, even if it's new or if it's like kind of new or like not a little seasoned, you're still looking at this person as a potential. You know what I'm saying? So you're confiding in this person about any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna put this person as your emergency contact because it's your significant other, whether you're married or not. And it's like, when you put that ring on it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's going to make it even better because this person that you're confiding in who knows you for sure versus your family, they're going to have your best interest at heart versus family who don't really know much. So after when you become an adult, you don't tell your family every fucking thing.
Exactly.
They don't really know a damn thing, to be honest with you. You're a whole new person. But your significant other know you. You get what I'm saying? And they're going to know what to do for you. That's just some, you know what I'm saying, awesome Lifetime movie type shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's type shit. I'm gonna read some comments real quick.
Way over there.
Type shit.
Way over
Here
there.
we are. So I'm
She should just call her Winter.
yeah. Sorry, Winter. We got you, girl.
I'm sorry. We
Tap
were
in next Thursday. We gonna say Winter next time. I swear. She said yeah. Oh, did I miss something? She said yes. Oh no. It's somewhere I missed. Oh no, is that it?
No.
Okay. She said yes. The upbringing matters because baby, religion play a part. She also said, yes, family can be a liability to the point where you ain't got nobody other than your spouse. And that's the point of you creating your own family, in a sense.
And that's what I really want to get to. Like,
you create
you
your own
don't have,
family.
like, most people, like, not even most people, some people, like, they do not depend on their family. Because most people in nowadays age, they disconnect from their family because they've been disowned or otherwise. And you have to depend on your significant other. You find that one person that gets you. You have that person that's your number one. So you have to depend on that marriage. And so at that point, they have to be an asset. But I hope they are an asset more than an liability, like overall.
He got something to say about that.
Go ahead.
I feel like that's unhealthy. Like if you don't have a support system, so you use your significant other as your support system, that's an unhealthy coping mechanism. I feel like you need to branch out and try to get another support system in
I agree
addition
with that,
to
actually.
your significant other. Because I feel like that's also like how when people be like, oh, you know what, I don't really have no family, no friends, so I'm going to overload my love on my child. You know what I'm saying? And then, I just feel like...
I agree with that, actually.
I don't agree with that.
That's
an iffy topic, for real.
That's like that's very specific and circumstantial.
I agree with him.
Because
it's circumstantial, okay.
You would have to be in that circumstance. Like, that's not every.
Well, is it really circumstantial if you don't have nobody, regardless of anything?
No, it is.
But
okay.
It's circumstantial.
See,
I want to piggyback up
as well because I feel like it happens a lot. Like we see it very often. People they get into a relationship and it's my man this or my girl this, my girl that, and then they withdraw from the
That's what you
rest.
were trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about when you rely, you don't have a support system. Right. So when you get into a relationship, you rely on your significant other. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so this is
that's
why
what we're talking about, though.
This is why I don't agree with it.
All I'm saying is like people, and we see it a lot, so it's not circumstantial. It happens a lot. It's very common. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the reason why I don't agree with that is because when it becomes to a point where you have people who grew up in abusive homes and they was like, well, I lost my support system. It's like the people I decided to depend on was the people who were against me. Like, in that circumstance, when I'm trying to... That's what I'm saying. It's like you.
But even then, I feel like that's still a lot because once you get into a relationship, you're still like Winter said. I agree. That's a lot for one person's shoulders. You're basically. This is why I feel like a therapist. Or
that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like an unhealed person just relying on that's toxic. But what I'm talking about is like when you come to a point because there's plenty of people who have came out of. Okay, well, I came out of this. My family was toxic. I couldn't depend on them. I was the only one. They were all against me. And then you come to a point where it's like, okay, I've been to therapy. I know what it is. Like, I know these people were against me, and I know I had to stand on my own too. And then when you find somebody else that you can count on, because when you get to a point that you can depend on somebody else, when you come from that thing, it's gonna hurt worse. So it's gonna take you love harder at that point. And it's like if that person gets to that point, then it's like if you betray their trust, it's gonna be a whole different shit. But when it comes to that point, they're not just depending on you just because they're just depending on you. Like, okay, this is a fallback. This is my coping mechanism type shit.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a give and take. Y'all supposed to both be able to rely on each other at different times throughout your relationships or a relationship. Like that's supposed to be how it. It's about balance, really. At the end of the day.
But I think Sorry, my bad.
I'm not marrying into none of that.
We gotta read some of these songs before we get too late on this podcast.
But call me selfish or not, I'm not marrying into none of that.
No, I mean you never know who you married into. You might meet the perfect guy,
find a
and
therapist. I'm not doing it.
No, you could. Imagine this, Chanel. You meet the perfect guy. He's the perfect guy.
You can find a therapist.
I probably should.
No, I don't. That's not an insult. That is not an insult.
But what I'm saying is, Chanel. But what my example was, it's like, okay, so you found the perfect guy, and what if you find out he's in therapy currently?
That's fine. That's great. I think that's great. That means he's making progress.
Yeah,
to making himself better.
I'm reflect on my
I want to join therapy myself. I'm looking for a therapist myself. Girl,
that's
say I just
not
came
a
to
bad
therapy.
thing.
I'm like, oh,
Therapy
therapy
is
is
the
the answer, folks. We done with
They can't hear
this.
us.
Introspective.
We're done with this allowing folks to be crazy.
That's what they said.
No, go get help. Stop it.
We
We're done tolerating
gonna
toxic
exit and
behavior.
come back. Can you, oh wait, I already.
I mean,
Okay,
no,
we're
we
done.
might as
We
well
don't
just
see
because we
music
gotta
in.
hear it. Check it out on YouTube type shit. Just put it in the comments
Okay.
because at this point it's been
Somebody said exit, come back. They ready to talk about it. I feel y'all.
No, because it's been about that time.
Okay, I gotta read these comments for Facebook though.
Read the comments from Facebook and then we gonna
All
put in
right.
the comments.
All right. So, Joyfulness said, loving yourself plays a big part. If you don't know how to love yourself, you allow yourself to go through hell and ignore red flags. We gotta stop doing that. The marriage looks like a nightmare because we don't know who we are. And then Winter says, at Joyfulness, that part, shit can become abusive and scary real quick. Joyfulness said, one person can't be your everything.
Right.
Joyfulness said, Winter, I agree. Winter also said, I agree, that's a lot on one person's shoulders. She also said, also sometimes if you know who you are and your spouse don't, they become jealous and whew, that's the flag most people overlook. Minnie _K said, right, you notice white people don't have / acknowledge their cousins, just their spouse and kids. LOL.
They don't. I mean, well, they do, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Winter said, at Minnie K, I ain't gonna say what I was, but yeah. Joyfulness said, having an anchor is important. Best to be anchored to someone that's not gonna move.
Yeah.
And then everybody said they can't hear us. Oh wait, I think they can now. Oh wait, Winter said he fixing himself, but it depends on why. She also said, at Joyfulness, I did. Thank you. Winter said, so I gotta get my Facebook back.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So on
No,
that,
don't even do it. We got a YouTube. We
gonna write in the comments. So everybody, thank y'all for tuning the fuck in. We're gonna take this last shot for the one time.
Tune into our fucking
Yes,
YouTube.
tune into our YouTube or whatever. It's gonna all be on there, the whole thing, the whole shebang. We're gonna put that in our bio and everything. So we're gonna take a shot to that. So sorry, Instagram. We love y'all for tapping in. They have been loyal. You was smart. You was loyal.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Comments was on fire today.
It was important.
I appreciate y'all for tapping in.
All right, thank you guys.
We love to hear. He gonna exit stage 11 for us.
You gonna do both?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Tap in with it next time. Peace out, y'all. God damn.